Alright, let's just check out some good content. Oh damn, I come up? Damn, I didn't know I came up when I searched for the best Overwatch content on YouTube. I must be a really good YouTuber. Well, if I'm already here, let me check out my community tab. Okay, so I wanted to make a hero guide, and it looks like the people voted for Zarya. Let's go. I wanted to do a Zarya guide. Junkrat, you know, I kind of wanted to do a Junkrat guide. Winston, Arisa, yeah, that's okay. Well, if I'm already here, I might as well check out the comments. Just do them in order of poll votes. Love to see Reinhardt, that's a good one. New Brig, maybe. Reaper, Ash, New Brig, Diva, McCree, Reaper, Mada, Ash. No. It can't be. Hey, what's up guys, it's 9 once again here with another hero guide for you all. And as you saw from the intro, this one was actually selected by you guys through a poll I made using my new community tab, which is one of the new perks of having 1,000 subs. Thank you guys all once again for getting me to 1,000 subs. But yeah, let's talk about Zarya. So Zarya is a tank I've been having a ton of fun with in season 23. I've had my fair share of hours in past seasons, but this season, for some reason, I've actually really just picked up and been playing a good amount of Zarya. And after putting in a ton of hours myself, along with watching pro games and hearing from other top level players and streamers, I'm pretty confident I can give you guys some advice that will take your Zarya game to the next level. Okay, let's start with the most important thing. What is your role as Zarya? So Zarya is another off tank in the roster whose main job is to peel for and protect her teammates, and with her specifically, you want to be building high charge to act as a sort of third DPS for your team. Tanks that synergize best with Zarya is Reinhardt, of course, and Winston can work really good as well. This is because both Rein and Winston have really great engage abilities. Reinhardt has charge and Winston has his jump packs, and these abilities create space and draw a lot of attention to these tanks. And when they use these abilities, the first thing the enemy team will try to do is burn them down quickly with damage. And this is where Zarya steps in. She can use her projected barrier to protect these teammates while they're engaging for some easy charge. So you want to typically be playing Zarya right up behind your main tank where you can be bubbling them, but not too far where you can't help your supports and DPS. You want to be pretty much playing her within the middle of your team for the vast majority of team fights. Okay, now let's talk about how you can gain and maintain high charge on Zarya. This is a really crucial skill to learn as Zarya, as maintaining high charge throughout a match will essentially give your team a third DPS player with the amount of damage you can dish out. So how do you get this high charge? Well, it all comes down to your bubble management, as we would call it. Zarya has two bubbles, one for herself that has a 10-second cooldown, and one for her teammates that has an 8-second cooldown. The most critical thing here, you will hear every pro say is necessary, is communication. You need to be communicating with your main tank about how you're going to be using your projected barrier. You want to be gaining some charge before any team fight starts. If you start a fight at 0 energy, trust me, you won't be doing much. So the way you want to be getting some charge before the fight starts is by bubbling your main tank and asking them to take damage right around the choke point. This is pretty easy on attack, as the defending team is usually mindlessly shooting through the choke at all times anyways. Bubbling a Reinhardt as he turns the corner is a pretty safe way to gain an easy about 20 to 40% charge. And once you have some charge to begin with, then you can start calling for your team to start moving in and engaging in the fight. Be sure to let your main tank know that your bubble is on cooldown and that he has to play it slow. He can't be aggressive right now. But once it's back up, then you can tell them to go in for an aggressive charge or jump pack, and that you'll bubble them once they go in. And once you're already in the middle of a team fight, it's important to maintain high awareness at all times. Look around. Who's taking the most damage? Who's in immediate trouble? Ask yourself these questions as you look for the next person to bubble. Now, when it comes to using your own personal barrier, it's important to draw as much attention as you can to yourself when using it aggressively to gain charge. This means pushing up past your Reinhardt shield and attracting as much attention as possible to yourself from the enemy team. And once you've gained the charge, be sure to step back and stay behind your Reinhardt and just try to pump out as much damage as possible while staying healthy and safe. You need to be taking into account your limits as Zarya. Remember, your bubbles only have 200 health, which is even worse than a Brig shield, and that thing sucks. Also, really important to remember is that when you're already at 100% charge, you need to be using your bubbles to save people, not gain charge. Don't just be throwing it out there because it's off cooldown. There's no charge to be gained after 100%, so you should be using it to save the lives of your teammates and yourself. Alright, so now you're at 100% charge, but how do you actually maximize your damage output? Well, if you play any Zarya, you'll know that she has a primary fire, which is pretty much just a huge laser beam, and an alternate fire, which are kind of like mini grenades. When using your alternate fire, you'll notice that there is a delay between your shots. So what you want to be doing between every shot of your alternate fire is that you throw in a half second or so of your primary fire. This will ensure you're damaging the enemy at pretty much all times, which is extremely deadly at close range or when damaging multiple enemies caught in your grab. If you notice that you have around 5 or less ammo, be sure that you use that last bit of ammo on a right click instead of your primary fire. Your alternate fire costs 20 ammo, but when you have less than 20 ammo, it will just use the last remaining bit of ammo you have. So you can maximize damage by using an alternate fire just before you run out of ammo. Really important to remember. And also, be sure to remember that your alternate fire plus a jump can actually propel you to high grounds that you normally couldn't reach. Be sure to be experimenting with this on different maps to find spots that can give you an advantage over the enemy team. Or you can just use it to make Reddit-worthy highlight plays.
This.
What are they doing right now?
That is interesting.
That is a really...
Can you get over the roof there?
Oh my.
Oh, you
my,
can!
what a play,
Comes
what
down,
a grab!
Tosses in the grab, they're gonna make it work, and Cruz taken out by the ensuing self-destruct.
Okay, now let's talk about your ultimate, Graviton Surge. Your Grav is a really powerful ultimate that can be used to clump up the enemy team together for easy focus fire and kills. The biggest mistake I see players make is that they hold their grab way too long looking for the perfect 6-person catch. You really don't need to be doing this. Oftentimes, just catching 2 or 3 people in your grab is pretty high value. Even solo grabbing 1 person could be really good as well. It really just depends on the situation. And once you've caught the enemy players in your grab, be sure to be maximizing your damage output like stated before by using the right mix of primary and alternate fire. Also, be sure to be communicating with your DPS for setting up huge damage combos like Grav Dragon or Grav Barrage. What defines a good Zarya is the ability to communicate with teammates, maintaining high charge throughout games, and getting massive value from ults. Alright guys, that was my Zarya guide. A lot of info jam-packed into there, so I'm hoping you guys picked up on most of it and can start applying what you learned in-game today. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks guys.